Don't you know we all cheer for Magnus Danger D?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, beautiful, fabulous people, listeners of the Onwards to Victory podcast, you are in for 10 pounds of a treat in a 5-pound bag, because coming up in the next hour, we're going to be talking to not one, not five, but two of the amazing members of the Beatbox Collective. If you don't like the Beatbox Collective, you can get the fuck out. That's right, folks. Make some noise and welcome them to the couch over to my left, the incredible Hobbit and Rupert of the goddamn Beatbox Collective. Holy, oh my God. Yeah, we're in for some goddamn Michael Winslow today. So, beautiful gentlemen.
Hello.
Hi there.
Hello.
We've known each other for a while.
We have.
Yeah.
We've shared some very, very delicate spaces together.
Yes,
haven't
we have.
Some of them have been on our bodies.
Some
of them
have
been
some have
indoors.
not, which is interesting.
Yeah, we've been going back and forth on this for a while. We're sharing a dressing room with you.
Yes.
This year, and we did the same last year. Did we do it the year before that?
No.
It was only last year. Man,
We put a lot of requests in to make that happen
Yeah.
this year, honestly.
when we found out that was happening, we were so gosh darn happy about it. We're like, oh, the Beatbox boys, we got the Beatbox
Finally, our
with you.
professional
Ooh,
lubers are back.
Yeah, bam. Well, that's how I've met you guys.
Yeah.
And this is something I'm really looking forward to in this particular chat that we're going to go on, because I'm already fans of you guys, but because we've shared this space together.
Yeah.
So you're all, the whole Beatbox Collective is very accomplished already, and you're quite famous and accomplished and have a whole crap ton of accolades.
1, 2, 3, 4 for hit it. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Beatbox Collective and the BAC. Somebody make some noise.
Yeah, so if an orgy breaks out, we just go make sure you look down the barrel of the middle one. Yeah.
I'll keep pure eye contact. Do
Dead
not
eye
worry.
contact, yeah.
You seem like an eye contact guy to me.
Yeah.
He's so intense, emotionally
yeah.
intense.
Can't do it when I shake hands, but
No.
casual fisting, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. Which is, that takes some bendiness. Hey, you're quite flexible. So yeah, if you guys could introduce yourselves.
It's Rupert, aka Basics Live, in the mix.
And it's Jack, a.k.a. Hobbit, in the mix. And we are part of the world champion beatbox group, the Beatbox Collective.
How does one get to be in the mix?
Sellotape,
Yeah.
depending on which part you are of the Beatbox Collective. I'm normally the right wing member.
Yeah.
I mean, the right
Okay.
hand side. There's,
Blue tack as well works,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it depends if which hemisphere we're in.
Man, I'd like to be in the mix. Give me some goddamn sellotape.
Yeah.
I want to be able to say in the mix after I say something. Hello, everyone. Magnus Danger Magnus in the mix. Am I doing it right?
You know what? I reckon you can get your mahogany style
Oh, yeah.
in the mix.
In the mix.
Oh, God. And now we're slipping off the sofas. There we go. There's those dulcet tones.
Man, this is whenever I'm going to be selling something. Or, gosh, I run this. Oh, yeah. You know how many gosh darn Uber drivers I've done voicemail messages for? Do you guys get that as well?
we
in the day.
we just confuse them on the ride. We just make loads of weird sound. We have actually,
like the cars fucking up.
we were somewhere in the world where the Uber driver basically said if we didn't stop beatboxing, he was going to kick us out.
Yep,
Remember
I
that?
think
Where
that's
was
it.
that?
Yeah. That was somewhere else in Europe, I think. That was.
And we were on the way to a show, and naturally, as beatboxers, we're always making noises everywhere and anywhere we go to
Right.
either annoy or just entertain ourselves. And yeah, we were in an Uber or a taxi once, and just doing what we do, and the driver got really pissed off, and he was like, he basically said, if you don't stop, you can get the fuck out of my taxi.
But we are.
So we kept going.
Well, we're professional pedestrians. We go land, sea, and air. And honestly, the one place you don't want the silly sounds is on an aeroplane.
Yes.
And if you do that 3 times, it means evacuate or brace.
And also, Ruru has a very special talent with a whistle, where he's like nearly shut down Gatwick Airport in London.
Honestly, in Scotland, I got one.
Enough security guards to.
You can control the 50 to 100 people. It's
Yeah.
just a whistle. But again, I've shut down Burger King, customs at airports. It's great fun if you're going to Sainsbury's every day and stuff. But simply, it's just a. But I do that 10 times louder and more accurately. Now, again, imagine someone's walked out of a shop and they go. we're all controlled by tones. So everyone questions themselves, even if they've gone in, bought a pack of chewing gum and going, oh, it's only 50p, here's £1, I'll take the receipt, keep the change as well.
Yeah.
They walk out. As soon as you walk out, go, they stop, they question themselves. Everyone looks at them. So they go, oh, they look round. Anyway, the same thing happens. We did it in Swanage one time. And this lady stopped and she sort of like goes, oh my God. And she walked back in with her bag. She goes, I'm sorry about that. And the lady goes, no, just try again. Anyway, going,
Bear in mind, there's no security barriers in this shop at all. It's like it's a tiny little like gift shop.
3 or 4 times back in and stuff. She's like, I don't know what's going on. We don't even have an alarm here, but just go, you know. But again, you know, on the tube and stuff, everyone's very important. And, you know, everyone's sort of like trying to hustle and bustle on the train. And all you need to do when you see the person going, there's not many seats on that carriage, I'll go to the next one. Just go, watch it. The doors go, meh, make a complete different sound. But everyone's reacted to that stuff. So great fun and great power comes great responsibility too.
Yeah.
I don't do it outside. I don't do it
have to be
outside in the
careful
roads
doing it
because
at
people look at
crossings.
their phones and people would generally walk out from there.
Walk
So
over across
I'm
and
very
see it.
cautious about these things.
Wow.
but it is hilariously funny.
In the right situation, it works very, very well.
I've noticed that's a thing. Actually, we make jokes about it when you're talking about pedestrian crossings. We make jokes about it here that like Scotland just is trying to eradicate deaf people because there's no.
When the power cut the other day and stuff, it literally was everyone was just going, yeah, let's go for it. It's honestly, it was great fun, you know.
I mean, like back home, we've got our crossing noises are so famous that like Billie Eilish has turned them into a goddamn backing track.
Really?
Oh yeah,
right.
Which is the Aussie one?
they like-
it's the
Is it the-
yeah. That was
We'll have to work that one in for our Australia show.
yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Watch out, Australian customs. I'm coming for you.
Have you seen? Oh, they have that thing in. Have you guys done Japan? Have you gone?
Yeah.
Oh,
you know, in
yeah.
Japan, they all of the different crosswalks and all of the tube stations have like different tunes that play. Yeah.
Well, that's it. And if you go, and there's certain speed bumps as well that you go over them at the right speed.
Yeah.
And everything. And basically, because if it was slightly out of key and you did it out of pitch, it feels uncomfortable. So you make sure you want to go over at the right speed. Other than that, it's Mozart, Gabba. If you go.
Oh yeah. When they have those there's the little bumps
like
on the side of the road, and if you go at the right speed, and
It's much
simply
like throwing a beatboxer down the stairs. Yeah.
well, man.
We might have a more of a.
Oh my gosh, I love that one. Man, if I had the
Love
power to just
thumping.
walk around behind fat people, just going like,
I've gotten a lot of trouble for that.
yeah. That's something that I might want to know is how much of what you're doing includes ventriloquism. How much do you have to do where people don't know that you're actually
there's
making
a lot
noises?
of like some of I think the thing with beatboxing and with us, because the way that it works, we imitate stuff a lot of the time and not consciously imitating stuff. We're just making sounds. So like we'll hear something in the distance, then we'll copy it, or accents or someone's voice or whatever.
Yeah.
So we offend a lot of people from different countries because we'll just instantly go into their accent or voice, and it's not being rude. We just love imitating it.
You're just
in
purely
terms of-
recreating the exact
and
thing
foreign
you
voice.
hear.
I do a dog bark, which doesn't sound like it's coming from me, which is.
But we've done quite a few
And you
journeys.
can confuse a lot of people.
We've done quite a few journeys where, and I want you to try it in a second, and I'll just try my version of the thing. But ventriloquism, every now and again, when you're trying to do, you know, you're sat at home and stuff, you know, doing whatever stuff, and you're like going, yeah, can I really got this? I think they're nailing this. You're like, oh, quick, go to the bathroom, look in the mirror, and see what it looks like. Then, was that good back then, or was this good now? Anyway,
You're right.
but you have got a really good man in the box. Okay, it's the last day of the Fringe, everyone.
Is this Man
honestly,
in the Box?
Man in the Box.
I
There's
love Man in the Box.
a wonderful documentary called Her Master's Voice. If you ever get a chance to meet Conti, really cool, and it shows the discipline of ventriloquism, which again, the discipline of beatboxing is ventriloquism. It's all from the ventro, etc., as well as Kuji was an old back in Ming Dynasty. That was an original thing. But your Man in the Box on long car journeys. What do you do? Radio? We don't need a radio.
We may have to preface this slightly because Man in a Box, although in the UK Man in a Box is a classic. It's everybody knows. I know in Australia or maybe in other parts of the world, Man in a Box is not necessarily as well known, but it is a classic, right? It's just this
It's
thing.
Magnus's one-man show. It's a man in a box. Honestly, he can't get out, but you'll be in it with him.
I gotta say, I spend most of my time and money and energy trying to become a man in the box.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, there's a lot of pretty women
With enough
in
props you
Edinburgh,
guys
I
got
tell
backstage, honestly, I think there's a box for you everywhere.
How No, oh my God, it didn't take long for us to get onto that. But no, yeah, Man in a Box. This is this vocal. Well, you'll see exactly why it's called Man in a Box. But this is a lot of different comedians, and have got their own Man in a Box.
Yeah.
And if you
Who's the guy? Rob Brydon. Yeah, Rob Brydon does a brilliant one.
Yeah.
Yes,
British Welsh comedian, but I don't. It's been a long night, so I'll give it a go. But
Help me, I'm a man in a box. Get me out of here. Oh.
there you go.
And when you edit it, that's going to be set
Yeah.
even better. That's
Yeah,
we'll do that with.
yeah. This we can. I really want to get into this because one of the I've met some pretty bigwig. I'm very lucky to have met some pretty bigwig voice actor types. I'm like friends with John DiMaggio from
Wow, yeah.
He was a very I got a story about him. I got to tell you one time.
yes.
Oh my, I'm not sure I can tell it here, but anyway,
you save that for after.
Yeah, and the guys from the Animaniacs and Pinky and the Brain. Yeah, one of the best things I ever did, and it's my favorite thing. Have you ever seen the Futurama, the director's commentaries? If you ever get a chance, like Billy West, right? You guys know Billy West because he's amazing. Yeah, guys like Mel Brink and Frank Welker, those sort of guys who. Yeah, just amazing vocal superstars. But in the director's commentaries, they talk a lot, and I mean a lot, like almost 80% of the actual commentaries is just the voice actors riffing on each other and talk about how they do the different voices. You know, what they're talking about, getting two different voices and mashing them together to make that sort of stuff. I mean, how much academia do you write in, or is it all just raw? What the heck are we thinking?
Well, after our 6 GCSEs in beatboxing and stuff, and then I took my O level after that, and and then went for the masters, which meant absolutely nothing to anyone. No, I mean we do a lot of teaching, and for the recently actually we did something which was based on a Harvard lecture about what's our different teaching styles, whether it's telling or teaching.
Right.
And so call and response, that's how we work out beatboxing. It's beatboxing, speech, language, communication. It's exercising, it's breathing, it's trying something new. But essentially, again, you pick up your vocabulary from every other beatboxer. And when there is the blend of, and it's always not one-ups. Once you've got that sound, you can start mastering it. And, someone will find one sound, and then next week they'll go, oh, look what I can do. And they've upped the sound one more. So it pushes the boundaries of infinite what you can do with the voice and imagination. But I mean, I remember years ago, I booked MC Zander for this gig somewhere, and he was doing his vocal warm-up. And lots of beatbox going, and he was going, I was going, how do you go? He's going, oh, dude, do you know how to do it? I was like, no, I don't know how to do it. And I was like, give me 2 weeks. And I was living at my mum's at the time, and I was like, and every night when you have your creative thoughts at night and stuff, whatever kind of party that is, I'm about to get a brain there, lad. It's simply like, I was going, I was like, I don't want to do it too loud. I don't want to wake mum up next to me. I was like, not through the sheets anyway. It's like, I was like, my gag reflexes all coming through and stuff. And then one night, suddenly I went, oh my God, I got it. And how do you write that down? And I was like, oh my, and I used to go around with a dictaphone actually and record jams and beatbox jams. Right. I went, and I went to Zan and I was like, oh my God, I can go, and he's going, how are you going, and I was going, well, you showed me. And he's going, no, I'm going, and I was like, oh, like, and I was like, oh, I've got both sounds. And so one's changed the sound, you change it and have your own dynamics on it. And then it turned into the electric guitar.
Whoa.
Anyway.
Yeah,
and there's more sounds than me.
Well, yeah, no, it's an interesting point because it's like there's not a fully academic way of learning beatboxing. Really,
yeah, exactly.
There's becoming more of it now, but like when our generation, which we're now classed as old school, which is fucking bullshit.
It's going to be one hell of a day. That white picket fence.
but like when we started, there was not really any reference of learning how to do it. So when there was a website that used to be before any social media was around called humanbeatbox.com, and this was an old internet forum. Where you had internet forums and threads.
The classic forum.
It was just full of loads of nerds who fucking loved beatboxing and making silly noises and would share stuff together. But it was when the internet you didn't have broadband then, so it was really slow speeds. So you couldn't upload a video like now and do anything like that. So there was text tutorials of how to beatbox. So some of the first sounds I learned was listening to whatever clips that I could download on my really slow internet at home. But then there'd be a little sentence of how to do a sound. So to do a kick drum, it would say, put your lips like this and make this sound. And then you're creating it, but you have no reference to know if it's correct. So I think for like a lot of our generation, we discovered our own kind of sound because we weren't necessarily imitating other things or learning. Like now with YouTube and everything like that, you can just fucking search how to beatbox and there's 1,001 tutorials.
That's a really interesting point because if there is you can't know if you're actually doing it correctly. So everybody's following sort of the same
If a beatboxer
instructions.
farts in the wind, did it matter?
Yeah.
Well, you can have because everybody who listens to it and does it can maybe arrive at something that it's what you're saying. Arrive at something and have a different way of doing it. It's the same with all
our sounds. Like we have similar sounds, but we make them completely different. So, for example, my sounds like that, whereas so it's same but different. Or so it's like you have your own way of navigating it, but there's no like. I'm not going to school. Like none of us studied music really academically or anything like that. We just fell in love with making stupid sounds for a living. But yeah, so you're all kind of finding a way to make these sounds, and then like Rue said with the sound that he mentioned just earlier, you'll be around beatboxers and you'll hear something and you'll be like, I want to know how to do that. But I'll maybe learn how to do it from you, but then maybe I can't do it because I've got a gap in my teeth, so I can't do a certain sound. So I have to find a different way of doing it. Or whatever it is. Yeah.
Everyone's got a different palette and stuff. But as well, as you say, the learning, everyone has a different kinesthetic type of learning. Whether it is reading and speaking it, whether it is copying, speak and saying it, or again, it's the same with magic and stuff. Do you read the instructions or do you get out the box and make it and design it yourself?
Right.
Or watch someone do it? I mean, again, you're much more original than having to copy someone else's magic. But in the sense of like, what's the best way you learned at school or not at school?
Yeah.
And that's what everyone should find. Beatboxing is a wonderful vehicle for teaching. Again, in schools, we do so much work with teaching. We've taught over 1 million people. We do musical therapy, musical recovery work. And it's really powerful just because it is exercising, it's breathing, it's trying something new. And again, it seems really beneficial for people with speech difficulties,
everyone can
confidence, all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So again, when other people, again, if that's the first time they've reacted and got on with something or jumped up on stage, what are they doing? And they go, a lot of time they're doing ukulele class 5 times a week, and you go, they don't have the motor skills for that. And if find someone or let them choose their instrument or find their voice, and that's really, I think that's what we want people to realize what we've gone through. I mean, hey, we love what we're doing and stuff. We're lucky as much as we've worked really hard to get on so many different stages and different varieties of shows.
Yeah.
But again, want to show you can do anything with your voice and imagination.
You can do anything. Yeah. Now this is really exciting when you're talking about teach. So you both go out and like you guys have done you do school incursions and like stuff like that?
Everything and anything. Yeah, we've taught we've even done a couple of workshops up here at the Fringe with young people with for charities and whatnot, but we've taught rooms of 10 people to an arena of 20,000 people all to beatbox.
Okay. So I would love to ask about this because this is one of the things that I got a personal, I love to wave the heraldry of this particular thing is, I mean, you're talking about different kinds of learning. And I'm assuming that when you go out and if you're going to go into school incursions and stuff, in beatboxing, I assume that you attract a lot of kind of neurospicy weirdos, folks that
Tom Thumb had the best quote. He's like, if you wanted to cure ADHD, just drop a little nuke over the World Beatbox Championships. And I have to say, Tom's got choice lines, but that one has stuck with me for, so thank you, Tom, and stuff. And also, evolution's coming.
Yeah. We're coming from you gushed on like neurotypicals. Yeah. Okay. Oh, all right. Well, that's, that probably explains a lot. Yeah. And I always liked you guys.
Yeah. But it is. It's trying to explore sort of, your imagination and get stuff out. And, again, we're trying to sort of demonstrate that in many ways. As you said, with the voiceovers, with ventriloquists and all this thing, it's like, how many different ways can you use your voice from live hosting and live hosting is a very different party to, hi, I run a radio show every week and blah, blah, stuff. Put them out in the public and they're beeped.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not going to say we did an event the other day and stuff. And, the guy, lovely guy and stuff, does must host on the radio more and stuff, all sorts. But when it came to hello, beep, how are you?
Yeah.
There wasn't that. It was like, okay, right, it's gonna happen, and I better not do his voice actually, but
Because people will instantly, as soon as you started,
two.
doing an
so
impersonation.
he was doing a voice like this. No, and now I'm doing a Magnus impression. It wasn't Magnus.
Hi.
I could never get those sweet dulcet tones.
Dig out of it. But it's true. It's like it's a different ball game, especially where like Rue's incredible host as well as beatboxing, and with like filling in those slots of when all the shit goes wrong is always a fun game. And beatboxing, as a beatboxer, and if you have the confidence to be able to go on, there's a lot of beatboxers who fucking incredibly technically amazing and can win a battle or a world champs, but when it comes to those kind of situations, they don't know how to navigate it, so it takes a different type of person.
Well, that's what that's the autistic side of the You got the ADHD guys and the autistic guys.
But you learn a lot of skills from whatever stage you've been on, whether it's teaching, and from the street. And were you a street performer before you, or were you always on a stage or somewhere? Or
I was always on stage. I got into this from film. Weirdly, I actually started out doing voice because I was doing animation. Yeah. I was doing building sets and things for stop motion animated movies.
Fuck yeah.
And I also was doing a bunch of the voices, like for other people's various shows.
When you're involved with productions, that is a wonderful journey to go on.
Yeah.
To be part of, what it takes to be put behind the scenes, as well as, I'd love to do this. And it's wonderful when someone actually acknowledges, like, going, hey, can you do the thing? And you go, I wanted to do that. And when you can apply on the internet for things, and until someone's met you face to face, or you've been in it and you're trustworthy,
right?
That's it. So
it actually, I mean, if I could give you like the speed run version of how it all came full circle, I started out like when I was in university, and I had a friend of mine who was making stop motion animated films, and he said, hey, drop out of school, come and live with me in this abandoned theater where and
sounds like a party.
Not far away, right?
Right. And we made this gigantic scale model set of this town, and every day I was like making little bookshelves and things, and we would have a little recording studio, so I would have to go off do the voices. There's like we had a little Brooklyn Cupid who's like, hey, how you doing? Hey, Medusa, what the heck is wrong with you? And all the various characters and bits and bobs. And the guy's girlfriend at the time was a fabulous individual called Melanie Breer, who started out, this is a long time ago, and in when burlesque was first basically making this burlesque revival, and in Perth was one of the really early adopters. We had so much talent and people getting it going before it really had this new like revival kickoff. And she's like, hey, Magnus, you're good at voice. You're a pretty funny guy. You can hold a room. So, you want to go hang out with a bunch of naked girls and tell jokes? Like, well, I don't know about that. Jeez, how's the pay? Yeah. But that's how it started. And I wound up doing that for like 20 years. Even up until, now, I still do some of that. But from that, then you start emceeing other things, and people ask you, oh, well, that host was great. Come to the tattoo convention, come to the fetish kink convention, come do this, come do that. I did. Oh my gosh, I did a corporate for the annual general meeting of the Australian Association of Project Managers.
Oh, I'm glad you got that right on the first take. That's the hard part for a job like that. You're going, all I need to do is get the name right today. Everything else is like going, oh no, they're all at the bar. Okay,
If you can get an entire like gala ballroom full of project managers and manage to light a fire under their ass, hey, I can do anything.
Do you know what? They're the good days though. And
exactly.
again, when it's like you leave no stone unturned, and actually the results are the gigs that you're like, Jesus Christ, it's a terrible gig. But you know what? If you just flipped that little frequency of everyone having an absolutely dull day and stuff, going, and now it's time for the third quarter annual sales review.
Oh, yeah.
And fun if we do a lot of that with the Beatbox Collective, where we
Yeah.
suddenly come on as a suddenly improvised energizer, whatever it is, go, right, everyone, you're going to have the time of life. Flip the fucking tables, kick the CEO in the balls and go, right, okay, here we go.
That really was, that was the only way. I was thinking about this going, how on earth am I going to do it? I'm looking out there and it's basically just goldfish eyes from here to the back of the room. And like, well, there's only one way to do this. And it was such a solemn occasion. I basically just ran and was like, yo, what the fuck's going on? Yeah! And it was, I think there was a couple of people had coronaries and the rest of them were like, yes, I am alive.
Yeah.
I'm good. Oh, I'm going to break out of my shell. Yeah. Where's the dance floor? But okay, then through doing the like hosting and stuff like
Three
that.
deaths is a good night for you, isn't it, Magnus?
That's a solid inning.
Oh man, my old freak show. I still hold the record for the highest number of faintings of any fringe show in existence. But that's a whole other story. But we're doing like random hosting this stuff. It's all about me. We came around all the way back to hosting like Comic Con, nerd convention. There's a big convention called Supernova in Australia, and I go around with that. And so from there, met all the guys like John DiMaggio and oh my gosh, so many fabulous people. All the guys from Animaniacs, like I said, all of these superstars, and they invited me on because somebody had fallen out, and they do this thing where they read through screenplays, but everybody picks a character from their lexicon of characters they've done in cartoons for the past. And I was, we were doing Back to the Future or something. I had to do, I think it was Roger Rabbit. I was
Get the slow-mo on that moustache if you've got a replay on that. That will tickle your fancy, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's going to be the YouTube short that we use to get everybody to
clip that. Make sure you clip that.
That's all, folks.
Yeah. But yeah, coming all the way around like back and then meeting all of these folks that, I'd been listening to do commentaries and things. And like people like Billy West to me is just, my God, like it's genius. If you've got, you did this before. You said there's, you've got that sound and you just refer to it as that sound. What other names? You've got stuff like, you say, oh, do a hi-hat, do a tom, do a whatever. But particular sounds have particular names.
Yeah, there's a whole, so I think it's a French beatboxer who set up this thing called it's like the Sound Tree Library or something.
Okay.
And it's basically this fucking huge Excel document of every beatbox sound that's been named, and it has a symbol because there is actually beatbox notation. So how you write music with musical notes, there is also beatbox notation. So for certain sounds have certain phonetic either symbols or words. So for example, a kick drum is either a B or a P, depending how you learn it. A hi-hat, a T, etc.
Oh, like from the phonetic.
Yeah, phonetically based, but then you can write it out. So if you had a beat which was, you'd write P-T-T-T-K, and then you can read that and you can teach that to people. So then you have a visual way of learning it, and then you can go along with it and you can break it down rather than just being like, because we do, when we're teaching, we do a lot of, call and response, which is easy in a room of getting it done quickly. But if you want to learn more in depth, then if you can write it down and have things, but every fucking sound has a name or a way of knowing it. So there's sounds that some don't make sense, as like this sound is called a post snare, even though it's not a snare, but it comes from someone who called it a post snare, so that's where the name comes from.
Right, that's from ancient forum days.
Exactly.
Okay, right.
All these weird.
I was like, I'm still not familiar with this website. I was like, I don't know where I learnt my deep throat bass or my gag reflex,
Pornhub,
or the growler. I don't know where these phrases have come from. But it's all. But again, it's what your own interpretation is. It as like in the football freestyle world, there'd be like, you do an around the world, but then someone one upped that and they called it the Abbas around the world, and then whoever did it 3 times in a row called it the whoever did it 3 times in a row. So some people do stamp their things. Like Ballsy, one of our members, he's renowned for being one of the first people to do the inward lip bass. And people will either refer to him as the master of it, or there's some guy who does it. People have obviously taken that to a new level as well,
right?
But again, like people refer to that person and go, "Oh, actually, it goes back to here." But it's like the spit snare, and it goes back to what's his name?
British guy.
British guy.
Decibel.
And he was the first, right?
Well, he's one of the first, and that was like 2003.
Do you know?
So
Oh,
there's
wow.
like stuff which goes back, but then other people have got more well known for it. So then now it's their thing. It's the same in like all circles. In comedy, you have that as well. Someone might tell a certain joke and they might be known for that joke, but actually that joke stems back to something that was said in the 50s or something. And
They're called
evolved.
thieves.
But it is. It's like ways of learning and developing it and advancing it and then making it your own. But yeah, it's
So that's encouraged in this sort of community,
yeah, I
right?
think, yeah, it's shared. Like it's all about
Individual sounds, make it your own, but
Yeah.
then routines. Again, that's
Yes.
that's the faux pas and stuff. Hey, if you saw a magician doing one of your tricks or something, going, hey, I know exactly where you got
like
that
same
from.
patter and
you
same
know.
way of doing it.
But as much as it's a complimentary, when people are starting out and they're trying to shape their show, and the confidence to build whatever it is, whether it is magic, whether it is beatboxing, and there are certain routines that are brilliant for beatboxing because it is just a beat, a bass line, and an anthem that everyone's going to sing along to by the time you've done one or two chords.
Right.
I won't do it today. I should do it.
Okay.
It's literally if you went dum 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 dum, and the whole crowd goes, especially for England, by the way, it's like a football match is just about to start.
yeah.
Right.
But the best way to end any England football match, that is, by the way, if the last few minutes are on stuff and England are about to lose 2-1, just simply just wait for the last final whistle of the and just press play on and look around and look at the sad cunts' faces as England lose every time. Anyway, it's much like having Neighbours or Home and Away as the finale on a
You're
cliffhanger.
doing the EastEnders.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh wow. Well, so if I may, okay, because this is something I want to get into because you're in the collective, you've won championships.
Yeah.
I don't know where they are held. What is there about? How many times you've
Our
won?
mums are very
Yeah,
generous with the prizes. So, and so again, when it's like we have to obviously, if we compete in everyone's different mum's house each year and stuff to switch up the location.
Oh, so everybody gets a different trophy.
Everyone, yeah.
Oh, that's so
Funny
sweet.
enough, everyone knows each other's mum's addresses, which is the weird thing, So everyone's always turn up there the day
I heard
before.
you all knew those before you got together.
I thought she said something. She did actually said pass this on, didn't she, and stuff. Yeah.
Oh yeah, she asked me to tell you to buy some more phone credit. Yeah, yeah.
She said thanks for the clap anyway.
No, it'll clear up soon. We're joking. It's a big deal.
So as the group, we won the World Beatbox Championships in 2015. And that was held in Berlin in Germany.
Oh, hang on, I've got a thing for that.
Yeah.
Wait.
Thank you.
Just sounds like the sea.
Yeah.
But the sea never, you can't argue with the sea. When you go to the sea and you go, it's been a bit of a day, the sea just goes, it was a bit more than that. Right, you weren't there, so you don't have a clue. Right, for the next, can't argue with the sea, I've tried it.
It's the only one that doesn't answer back to you. But yeah, we won that in 2015 in Berlin in Germany. We beat the French, who were the reigning champs at the time. That was fun.
That's pre-Brexit, but that was the cause of Brexit.
Yeah.
That starts the downfall.
That was the catalyst. Yeah. But then individually, we've won different battles. So Ballsy, he's won the UK Beatbox Championships 3 times. He's the only 3-time champion ever in existence. He's an absolute bad man, and he's also won.
It's a bad man.
Absolute bad man.
I think it's the most crowned beatboxer.
He's one of the most crowned
Yeah,
beatboxers.
'cause he won, Emperor of the
UK-wise.
Mic, GBB, which is a huge one, and having
World
a World Championships as well.
Yeah.
You've won multi-loop
The winner is Hobbit. Please make some noise.
because you're a multiple beatboxer in the sense that you've done loop,
Teams.
world.
Yeah. Solo. Yeah. Just about. I came second.
He
a lot, but
deserves
I'll
to
take
have a
it.
solo title.
Yeah.
So if anyone wants to give up one of theirs for the last 15 years,
I'll take
please
it.
send it over.
Pay good
and stuff.
money. I'll pay good money.
Yeah.
Is it a trophy? Do you get a little like dingus?
You get
to
like
carry?
we've got a plaque. I think I've still got it. You get like a certificate in a nice
To put up in
thing.
your downstairs toilet.
Yeah.
I love those things.
Yeah.
Man, I got a bunch. I
They
love
do have
my weird
trophies
stuff.
now.
Yeah.
They do have some of them do.
Whatever sponsors and again these
Yes,
events.
it depends
They're
on what
incredibly
it is.
because we actually organise and own the UK Beatbox Championships. So we're trying to set up the next generation of beatboxers and essentially give them a stage and a platform and we do a massive deal with the national publicity. We go for it because it is an amazing event to be part of. And again, whatever, even if you're not a beatboxer, it's a great day out. Even if it's a great date night to bring your boyfriend or your girlfriend and take them out. But also, even if you're not a beatboxer, if you're out in the smoking area, everyone's jamming, and all you need to do is go, and it was like, yeah, you're in.
Oh, wow.
And it becomes that inclusive, the universe suddenly just, expands, and everyone is in that one moment. And we've had, again, 80-year-olds come down to these events going, security absolutely love it. They're just like going, do you know what? This is brilliant. And, it's always a lovely crowd as well.
Yeah.
But again, it is all these things, as putting on shows, putting on things. There's a lack of, music venues in the UK at the moment, and festivals have been on the decline, and whether this is down to funding and all sorts, but it's incredibly important for everyone's mental health to go out and release themselves and express themselves. And especially in a community like beatboxers, it's a wonderful place to be able to sort of go, hey, this is inclusive. If you're a cappella, you'll love it. If you just like funny sounds, you'll love it. And again, it's trying to get the world to go, hey, this is a wonderful time to celebrate us once a year. Celebrate us, celebrate yourselves,
Celebrate yourselves,
We're going to organize a gigantic festival to celebrate ourselves.
We held off for 3 or 4 years after COVID because we didn't know what was the most anti-COVID event other than the beatboxing, the kissing, or the casual fisting competition.
Yeah.
So I know one of those 3 parties I'm sure you'd like to be part of, but
Look, I know COVID is a thing, but I want to bring hundreds of people from all over the country together to spit all over each other. Yeah, of course. That's a hard spit.
We were judging.
Sharing mics, fucking everything. It's just like, this is going to go terrible.
Wow.
If you're having a good time on the front row, you've been covered in saliva. Actually, we came to the show the other night and stuff, and I'm still dripping with a bit of Magnus.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I got one of your balls.
Hey!
Yeah.
Oh, was it still wet?
It was clammy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Gina wasn't happy.
For those who aren't aware, I threw my wet balls into the audience. Yeah. I should probably. They're beach balls.
Something's wrong.
I've got a tan. It was something. Yeah, if you're going to be putting on these gigantic festivals, I mean, I think that's probably you can get the government to pay for that. Just because, I mean, if you take all of the ADHD people and don't give them something to do, you're going to wind up. There's going to be a lot of fires.
And all this thing. Yeah, exactly. I mean, again, it's finding sponsors.
I want to light a fire right now, and I'm actually doing things I like. Somebody beat me to it.
Yeah.
Fire. Yeah. Another thing that I would want to say, if you're talking about this, you've got your neurospicy kids and you're going to do all this teaching, and that seems like a fantastic thing.
Definitely.
Yeah. Oh, believe me, if anybody knows if kids are flammable, it's me. Yeah.
That D is being capitalized on.
Oh, absolutely. Man, I've set fire to my own lab 3.5 times.
Congratulations.
Thanks. Yeah. The half was just like a flash. It was everything was on fire, but only for a moment. Just one. Yeah. I hit that really fantastic hydrogen to oxygen ratio. It's just perfect enough for everything to go. But you've got people coming from all sorts of different backgrounds, right? And you even yourselves, right? Like the 4 of you. Okay, you come from like different spots. But did you all meet in some other avenue, or was it the beatboxing that just brought you together?
Pretty much, yeah. It's the beatboxing that brought us together. So we met talking about battling. We met in the battle scene because it was so big.
Of course.
So we've all battled. I think the only person I haven't battled is Zany, but I've battled Ballsy.
Yeah.
And yeah, so we all met that way, and then also from playing festivals. So me and Rue met at a festival in like 2004 or something stupid in Birmingham where Rue was doing.
They're fucking old.
We're old guys.
Yeah. But me too.
Yeah, we all are.
40 for life.
Yeah.
But then we'd be at festivals together, and like Rue was there hosting or doing a beatbox show, and I was doing something else, and then we were like, we should do something together.
Yeah.
And then we kind of evolved from there. And then there's a festival in the UK called Shambhala Festival. Beautiful festival.
You guys are definitely, honestly, we really want you to meet Jamie Howie. And if Jamie Howie ever gets to watch this and stuff, honestly.
Shout out to
yes.
Jamie.
Yeah.
Hi, Jamie.
Yeah.
Twin brother from another mother.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
hey.
you are.
Oh, I want to meet this Jamie. Yeah. He sounds good.
Glorious. But the show would be amazing as well. Definitely bring it down.
Yeah. But Shambhala.
Shambhala. Okay.
Yeah, it's a beautiful festival.
Where is it? Where's it hill?
It's in Northamptonshire.
Market Harbour.
So
yeah.
middle of the UK, basically.
But very
Right.
soon, yeah, the lovely balance of like, there's no meat on site and everything like that, unless there's a secret bacon stand.
But it's very family friendly.
Yeah.
There's like
World music.
3 or 4 stages. It's no like there's no big huge sponsors or anything. It's very like independent still.
Yeah.
So it's like, but family friendly, but we would have like bush stuff or
I mean,
kind of.
family friendly, like you can be on ketamine around the kids, you know, that sort of thing. That sort of kind of party. That's
While
what
whittling
Mike
a
likes.
spoon.
Far
but
better to be on
it's
ketamine
honestly
around
a
the kids.
very, I mean, again, like, you know, you can walk around with no feet on stuff and there's no
No feet
grass.
on?
Yeah. I mean, you know, feet. It's accessible for everyone, you know. Come on.
Yeah.
The
footless.
You know, that's it.
Yeah.
Go footless and stuff. I go headless into it, you know. But again, yeah, it's
And
wonderful.
yes,
yeah,
a time to dance.
And that was our, yeah.
that was our like birthplace, as it were, and we were, I think, commissioned by them, or Rude and stuff. You'd worked with them before.
I used to host there all the time.
Yeah.
And again, they were like going, how would you like to do something on the main stage and everything? And we all literally, at that time, had just started to, some of us, everyone had just gravitated towards London.
Yeah.
And we were going, should we set up a rehearsal? And we did a rehearsal. I mean, I don't know, I was about to say, I don't know what we took from that rehearsal, but none of that happened on stage. We did it was an hour freestyle.
With, I think there was 12 of us, 10 or 12
Wow.
people.
And,
Yeah.
and it was all these different, and we, you know, again, we had the theory and the strategy of like going, right, okay, well, we could start with all 10 of us, then we do 5 on 5, then we do 4 on 4, then we do 2 on 2 on 2 on 2 on 2 on 2, pass down the line. And then, funnily enough, again, you know, we always think about music, but then we suddenly did this, and we did it actually with Toby. The first time we might have done it was at Hackney.
Baths.
No, not Hackney Baths. Oh well, we rehearsed at the Hackney Baths, but then we did that performance at the Hackney Yard.
Yeah, Yard
Theatre.
Theatre.
These are place names.
And we,
It's in London.
Yeah.
That's a city in
Hold
the
on.
UK.
Yeah. They're not the Australians of one of the dingoes, you know, fucking hell. So we've all been to
We-
Whitby. Come on, fucking hell. So, you know,
I
I've
had
been
to
basket
explain
weaving
to
in
someone the
Byron
other day
Bay.
that Wagga Wagga was a real place. Yeah. Come on down to Wagga Wagga.
But some of our bits that we sort of did, we, you know, again, it was freestyle and everything. We started sort of like doing these pass the sound things of like going, I'll tell you what, pass that, and start going and passing it down the line, and just suddenly the wash over the audience going, oh, and we're going, oh right, we were just sort of filling in 2 seconds and stuff. When you're saying, we were chatting earlier about like how to fill time or whatever and stuff, we were going, oh, we were just waiting for someone to have a sip of water. We thought we'd do a can of Coke going across and stuff, and then someone go like, oh, I can do that, and then Hobbs extended it, and it's sort of all pieced together. It's all pieced together, and it was like, this is a bit.
Yeah.
And do you know what? It really changed the show, the dynamics of the show, and who we are. Sort of going, hold on, do you know what? We should just express ourselves. We just like doing city sounds. As we can do really good city sounds, but as well as like the music is amazing. People, you rave your tits off to it, stuff, all sorts. But the theatre, and you've got a theatre background as well.
Yeah, and it's kind of, to go off that, is how we developed the show that we're doing here at Edinburgh Fringe, was from, like, we're starting.
It's called What's Your Sound?
What's Your Sound? Yeah. And
we kind of understood a bit more about that as you've been. Like, I didn't really
it's
know what
fucking
it
hard
meant.
to explain and sell the show. It's really
Yeah.
fucking hard
How's
to
your
sell it.
queef sound?
Yeah.
Like this.
But we got so used.
It's
Part of the team
infectious
now.
It's totally infectious, man.
But yeah, we got so used to playing festival shows, and we are very comfortable to play festival shows where we can perform to 100 or 10,000 people who just want to party, and as long as you do it 4 to the floor, you're fucking sorted.
Right? Yeah.
But then, from creating the pass the sound routine that Rue just mentioned and other things, we were like, let's make a show for a sit down audience and really challenge how we do stuff, because a beatbox group had never really done it before, to our knowledge anyway. Like there's other beatbox groups who've done big shows, like hour-long shows, but it's more of a music show, like
With a piano or something.
yeah, with doing stuff. So then we were like, we enjoy comedy, we make each other laugh, we piss about, we take the piss out of each other, etc. So let's create a show that can use all of that along with the beatboxing side of it as well, and to make something that can entertain a sit-down audience, but then at the end of the show they want to get on their feet and have a fucking party.
Right.
So it was a real fun challenge for us to create, and it took
You're right.
took a while to make it.
It's like when you say it's fun challenge. I mean, the hilarity in some of the rehearsal stuff and
Oh
the
my
bits and
God.
the extra bits which don't make the show, but like going, okay, but we've taken it 3 gears too
Yeah,
far. But
yeah.
let's just stick with that bit of stuff. As much as we'd like to experiment more, so, but we put together Life in the Day of, and I remember doing that. I remember at first it was like, is this going to work? Let's just try it and stuff. And it's when we wake up in the morning and show.
So Life in the Day is a routine where we show like
bit of inspiration from Umbilical Brothers as well, who are
shout out to Umbilical Brothers. Yes.
Aussie heroes,
again,
Umbilical
yeah.
Brothers,
I watched
who are
them on
also
a-
here. Yeah,
I know.
They are.
I saw them last year, and their show Distraction is incredible. Everything they've ever done is just inspiring. And we even got. I think one of them came down last year, and I think there's a photo of me, and I was speechless.
Yeah.
He did it. He made me shut up for a
fucking did
moment. But when we did Life in the Day, I remember we were in the studio and we were laughing about, going, "Oh my god, this is quite funny." And we did a little video of it and stuff, and like, "Oh cool, let's go and watch it back," and so we can remember our moves and what we're doing. And I showed my housemate Simon, and he went, "No, I don't really get it." And I was like, "Oh, yeah, but what about this one? This is quite funny." You know, we were laughing at this.
right.
And when you go and show stuff, you know, go, some outside feedback and stuff. He was not the way. He was like, "Nah, I'm a bit tired and stuff, but yeah, it's not funny." And I was like, "Right, we're going up to Edinburgh tomorrow. And we think this is a good bit and stuff and all sorts of stuff." And it's like, "Hey, know your audience. Say, hey, but you've got to do market research." And then we literally rehearsed it around a kitchen table, the entire show.
Yeah, we did.
An hour before we had to do our sound check,
Yeah, to do
which
our
was
tech.
then straight onto the show.
Wow.
And then it was literally, I know you kept telling me off to writing notes. I was like, "And that's 7 minutes ready." He's like, "Stop writing, just let's go through it." I'm just trying to see how long this bit is and this bit and stuff. And it was just time. We're like, right, let's go and do the show.
Yeah.
And the best bit and feedback, honestly, was that bit. And, this year, actually, we got a 5-star review from the Derek Awards. But on the first night he came in, shout out to Derek, absolute salt of the earth.
Hell yeah.
And if you ever get a chance to get Derek in, get him in because he would love your show.
Cool.
But he gave us some wonderful confidence at the beginning of the Fringe with a lovely review. He sat there, straight-faced on the front of the row. Little breaks, "Oh, we got you, Vic, Eric." Honestly, but again, those little bits and stuff, that's what's have translated really well, not just the music. It is the bit we're going, "Oh, we've all done fart sounds," and we can all go,
Yeah.
and then when you realise that's when it becomes speech and language, because you're sort of like going, if someone's like going, "I'm going to go back to the apartment and brush my teeth," or you go, that probably means brushing your teeth 5 minutes or something.
Yeah.
It's like someone probably fell out of a tree many years ago someone might have fallen out of a tree and gone, no one knows what that sound was. It's a digital sound.
Yeah.
But it's the same as if you went like, "Hey, look out behind you. Watch out. Get down." Or we go, "Duck."
Yeah.
You can break down language and turn it into different things, which someone was actually saying yesterday. There's in the Gran Canaria Islands, there's a language which is just all whistling.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've heard of it before and stuff, but I didn't realize that's
Oh, yeah. Wait,
Yeah.
I heard about this. They can communicate between
I think
hills,
that's
right?
I think that's
For
just all the wolf
miles
whistles
away.
you're receiving this whole tour and stuff.
Yes.
Go,
Oh, man, people are trying to warn me.
"Big cock, woohoo!"
Hey. Oh, man, if I had $1 for every time.
For every time my cock fell off.
Yeah. Quick, pick that up. Gentlemen.
Yes.
Gentlemen.
Gentleman.
Fabulous individuals
Yes.
who are here on this wonderful couch.
Yeah.
I think I'm getting like a big old like rampity ramp over here. Yeah.
Oh, what? You do the rap too?
Oh, yeah. I've heard you guys do the ribbity rap. Hey, yeah. Well,
Ribbity Roberts and Hibbity Hobbits.
Yeah.
when you, oh my gosh, you guys are fabulous. I'm so glad that we had a chance to, because I really wanted to hear a bit about where it was that you guys came from. Because like I said,
Yeah.
big fan, but just had no idea. I know you guys are famous and accomplished. Big fan, but had no fucking idea about all of what it is that you've done and where you came from. But because this is, is a podcast. So at the end,
It is a podcast.
You have to do all this like, hey, subscribe and like,
Yeah,
and make sure you comment and all that stuff. So if I give it like a corporate, like, and now if you would please press the, this kind of, press 1 to speak to accounts kind of stuff. Can you guys give me something, to play me out?
Of course.
Oh, I was hoping you were going to say that. All right. Thanks for calling the Onwards to Victory podcast. If you'd like to speak to accounts, please press 1. But more importantly, press the like button. Be sure to subscribe. And if you don't like these fabulous individuals, you can get the fuck out. That's right, folks. Onwards to Victory, brought to you by the sounds of these two mouths. Ladies, gentlemen, boys and girls, guys, gals, non-binary pals, this has been Onwards to Victory. We're under attack. The chances of anything coming from Mars
We are here for Magnus Danger D.